What's up, beloveds? How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Y'all doing good? Good, good, good. So I want to talk about sayings, right? Sayings, okay? And the mystery in sayings, right? And what I mean by sayings, sayings, right? Sayings. You know, the world has created certain sayings, right? And otherwise people would not even question or even look at those said things, right? That have been said, right? Um, One I want to focus on is the saying that the world gives you when they say seeing is believing, right? And this is backwards faith. 111 on my timer, right? Backwards faith, right? Which is not faith at all, right? 1, 2, 3 on the timer. People like to think that, or the world has conditioned people to think that seeing something then brings the belief in that said thing, right? But actually, but actually, it's the opposite. Believing causes you to be able to see, right? And it's just like and the opposite, it's just like lost my thoughts, sorry. uh okay, so help me, Holy Spirit, how to say this. You know how people will not believe in something, right? Right? To them, something isn't real or something isn't true, right? So, them believing that, right, doesn't necessarily mean that that said thing is not true, right? It just means that they don't believe that it's true, right? It doesn't stop it from being true. Do you get what I'm saying? You not believing in something doesn't mean that it's not true, that it's not real, that it's not factual, right? It still stands, right? Even if a person doesn't believe, right? It doesn't change anything. You know what I'm saying? Like these past people that we've dealt with, they didn't believe in karma, right? They didn't believe in karma. That doesn't mean that karma is not real. 3, 4, 5 on a timer. That doesn't mean that karma isn't real because you believe it isn't. You're still under the law of karma, even though you don't believe that karma is real. You get what I'm saying? But when you're believing something, right, that belief gives power to everything that you believe, right? It gives power to everything that you believe. Look at, I was reading it the other last night, the Tower of Babel, right? Everybody spoke one language, okay, which means they were all in agreement together. 444 on the timer, right? Which means when you are in agreement, right, with everyone around you, there is nothing, or another person, there is nothing that will stop you from obtaining, or there's nothing that will stop that belief from coming true. Confirmation, right? Even God had said, right? They have conspired. What did he say? They have conspired to uh, basically make their way into heaven, right? And everything that they have imagined to do will not be held back from them, right? I'm paraphrasing here. So that means that anything is possible. Anything is possible, right? So much as the belief is behind it. You get what I'm saying? Right? And the same thing that Nimrod was doing back then, right? With the Tower of Babel it's the same thing that's going on now, right? CERN trying to open up portals. Where do you think they're trying to open up a portal to? Heaven. They're trying to go back to creation, to the beginning, right? And trying to dethrone God, of course, which is not possible, right? It's the same. It's um, um, the same idea that Satan had, right, when he was Lucifer. The same idea that he had to go against God. That is the same thing, the same thought process, the same ideas, wicked ideas that have been going on this whole time, right? That has not changed, right? Just different time, different. Um, I can't find my words this morning. Different time, different methods, right? Different measures. But believing is the thing that allows you to see whatever it is come to pass, right? Believing is the thing that allows you to envision and bring whatever you're believing for to pass, right? It's not seeing, it's believing. It's belief allows you to see, right? For example, the mountain ranges, mountains, right? Now, to the natural naked eye, they look like mountains, rock formations, and, stone formations, right? But really, what they are, and not all of them, but a lot of them, really what they are petrified giants, petrified dragons, right? Petrified animals back then, because remember, if you don't know or you do, animals back then were huge. Turtles, lizards, these things were massive, like dinosaurs, right? These things were massive. And there's this, I remember I'm being reminded of the Avatar, right? The last Airbender, right? Remember on the cartoon, right? Those of you that have seen it, there was this floating island, right? And this island, right above the water, it was a rock formation, right? There were trees, forests, and everything, right? But underneath the water was a huge tortoise, right? It was a huge tortoise. So this land structure was on the back of the tortoise, right? So that's all it looked like, was an island on top of the water. But underneath the water, it was a huge tortoise. For those of y'all don't know what that is, a turtle, right? That's not fiction. It's not fiction. Where do you think that they got it from to put it in the cartoon? Let me tell you, human beings' imaginations by themselves, by ourselves, are really not much, right? Um, I mean, compared to, you know, higher things, right? But humans' imagination, inspired by God, is everything. Where do you think inventions come from? All the inventions that we have in this world, where do you think they came from? They were inspired by God. God gave the knowledge and the wisdom for those creations, right? That's why we have chairs, we have entertainment centers, we have televisions, we have shoes, we have beds, blankets, pillows, all of that stuff, right? It was inspired by the divine. You get it? Oh, excuse me. So, it's kind of like why the world has covered up history, right? And depicted it to be far less magical, right? Far less intriguing, right? They've made the world seem docile and basically lulled the world to sleep, right? Putting out sci-fi and all of these things, making the world look at that like it's so futuristic, it's so far off, it can't be real. But on the opposite, it is real, right? These space wars and these um, different species. Look at Star Wars, for instance, Star Trek. Humans working with different species. It's real. It's real, right? NASA, I've said this before, NASA means deception, to deceive, right? We don't know what's going on out there in the skies, right? Why do you think that they chemtrail other than poisons and everything else? Why else do you think that they chemtrail the skies? So that we cannot see what's going on in the heavens. 1313 on the timer, right? It says in the Bible that there is a war in heaven, in the heavens, meaning there's things going on up there that we can't see, right? And those of us that are highly spiritual, right, highly tapped in, at times we can see, right? At times we can see things. I told you guys how earlier in my awakening, I saw two angels of the Lord manifest while I was walking to the bus stop. I saw it in the sky. They manifested. You know how on cartoons where you see the shimmery sparkles or whatever, and then something appears. That's what I saw. Broad daylight, right? But I was seeing it with my spiritual eyes, not my natural naked eye, right? So while I can see it, nobody else around me could see it. You know what I'm saying? That happened to me a few times in broad daylight, right? Another time I saw a cloud in the evening. It was probably about 5 in the afternoon, right? It was after a stormy day, right? So you know how it'll be dark over here, right? And the sun will be over here, but the sun will be setting, right? But over here it's still dark, right? I saw a cloud light up like a light bulb. I swear on my life. I saw a cloud. I still have the video on my other channel. As soon as I figure out how to switch it over to this one, I could put the link or whatever I'll figure that out and I'll let you guys know. But I saw a cloud. From inside of that cloud, it started to light up like a light bulb, beloved. I don't know what was happening in that cloud, but something supernatural was happening because I saw it. Me and another person. We were the only ones that saw it. Me and this other black dude that was standing at the bus stop. Didn't know him or anything, but he saw me gazing up like this, and he was looking, and he said, "Bro, did you see that?" I said, "Bro, I see that." Right? And we didn't even know each other, right? But nobody else around us could see it, right? I even got it on video. I'm gonna try to bring that link over. How can I do that? I'm gonna figure that out. All right. But so I can show you guys. But yeah, right. So it's not seeing is believing, right? It's believing is seeing, right? So 16:16 on time. I just want to give y'all a rundown of how the world switches things backwards, right? Turns it upside down, right? Remember when I said, what if up was down and down was up, right? And most times it is. I mean, in most terms, it is, right? Dealing with most things, it is, right? So, yeah, I hope that gave somebody a broader perspective of things, right? And I love y'all, and I'll holler at y'all later. All right. Alright, I'm gonna figure out how I can put that video up here. I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna show you guys. All right, love y'all. Later, peace.